Hi everyone, this is Caroline Speaks, the State of the World on Friday, December 24th, 2021. It is Christmas Eve. All over the world, well, depending on what time zone you're in, you may be celebrating Christmas Day by now. But anyway, um, it's Christmas. And Christmas Eve, tomorrow's Christmas Day. A lot of people were planning on going away, visiting relatives, or having relatives come see them, because we've been kind of in lockdown and quarantine for, I guess, about over 2 years now. So, but however, a lot of disappointed travelers because the airlines cannot staff their flights. They had to cancel, I think, about 1,000 flights or more all over the country because people are sick and they're not traveling. They can't have them working if they're sick, and when they test positive, they have to be in quarantine. So anyway, so it's going to be a strange, interesting Christmas. But we'll make do with that. Things do work out in the end. Just have to have faith. Yes, you have to have faith. Because if you don't have faith, then there's nothing left. Okay, now, um, it's, okay. Now, it's really time to get a move on, and uh, it's a good thing that we have a lot of people um, that weren't alone. Now, we have a, what do you call it? We have a Republican majority, minority in the Senate, and they're not really doing anything to help Democrats get bills passed and things like that. So the Democrats are thinking of doing something about that nasty old filibuster. So, okay. Now, um, the yesterday we talked about no one is safe until everyone is safe. Oxfam on the vaccine equity and taking on Moderna, which is refusing to share the recipe for the vaccine with others. So I'm hoping that uh, Oxfam is an international group that helps people all over the world. Now, people in trouble. So, um, why in the world are we still in this situation? Because no one's sharing the vaccine. The pharmaceuticals aren't. Why do pharmaceuticals have so much power? I don't get it. Now, today is Christmas. Tomorrow, actually, tonight is Christmas Eve. Tomorrow is Christmas. So let's have some Christmas cheer. Let's be charitable. Think of others. Take care of yourself and others. Um, when you're when the vaccine is available for you, it's safe for you to take it. I would take it. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. You can't uh, be mean to people. Think of others. Treat everyone as you would like to be treated. And then maybe we will have some peace. Uh, Now, there's a guy called Julian Assange who leaked some information, uh, and now there's like a bounty on his head. The U.S. would like. He's currently in prison in the British Isles, and the U.S. would like to have him extradited here. Uh, but I don't know if they're going to agree to that. Um, the internet is uh, used for a lot of good things. Actually, the internet was developed by the federal government. So why is it they're not making all the money that the internet service providers are making? I don't get it. Now, you ever remember a thing called WikiLeaks, founded by Julian Assange, who I believe is an Australian, and he leaked some information uh, during the campaign, um, presidential campaign when Hillary Clinton was running against Trump. and I believe that just this messed up her campaign, the things that he found and released. But then we have a guy named Snowden who's leaked certain things. So Julian Assange is in jail in the British Isles, and Ed Snowden, I think, is in jail. No, he's taking. Uh, he's staying in Russia. Isn't that nice? Okay. Now, so why are we having all these problems? But that's the way it is. It's a crazy world. We have to share the vaccine. We have people out there who are dictators. Now, I wasn't around in the 1920s and 1930s where various dictators were preparing to um, take over the world, they thought. Like Italy's Mussolini and Spain's Franco and Russia's Stalin. Well, and though Stalin is gone, but we have Putin now. Mussolini is gone, but we have a government. They had a kind of a democracy, but I don't know what it is right now. And then we had Franco in Spain, and these countries, these populations, they go between trying to have a democracy and trying to have a dictatorship. So I don't know what it takes, but the World War II was started by, I guess, in 1939 by Hitler bombing the British Isles. And then Mussolini and Italians joined him, and then Franco of Spain joined him, and then Russia didn't really attack anyone, but they were seen as a target by Hitler. You know, a place to conquer. So, and now we have peace, supposedly. But we have the coronavirus, the Omicron variant, which is wreaking havoc around the world. And the reason it's wreaking havoc is people refuse to follow health guidelines, public health guidelines, safety. We have this guy in Brazil, Bolsonaro. He was very happy to wipe out all his indigenous populations. And then we have what's his name, Johnson in England. He'd be very happy to wipe out the liberals. And we have Trump. We don't have Trump anymore, but his influence stays on. Unfortunately, he is ready to wipe out everybody. So, Putin is not at war with anyone, but he'd like to create, I think he'd like to recreate the Soviet Union again and get all these countries that were part of the Soviet Union back again in his sphere. He's very afraid of the West, of NATO, giving permission to Ukraine to join NATO, and other countries. Lithuania also wants to join NATO, and he's very afraid of that. But I think it'd be a good idea if these countries join NATO and let Russia be alone and have no power. It's still a dictatorship. When the Russian Revolution came along, they were supposedly creating revolution for the people with Stalin, Trotsky, and Lenin. Somewhere along the line, they killed off, Stalin killed off Trotsky and Lenin, and he kind of took over the whole thing and created the Stalinist regime in Russia that was in power probably until 1989. So anyway, but now we have troubles all over the world. So why don't we do the right thing and treat everybody with dignity and respect? And Israel has a stranglehold on Gaza and the West Bank and East Jerusalem, doesn't want to acknowledge Palestinians, Arabs, and Muslims, and our country lets them get away with anything they want to do. But now there are groups that are countering that. There's Jewish Voice for Peace. There's other groups that are combating that to have um, good benefits and freedom and choices for non-Hebrew or Jewish residents of Israel. So I really hope things get better. People are collaborating more and participating in dialogue in Israel and throughout the Western world. So hopefully things will get better. Then we have the story, what's his name? This guy in Sudan. Terrible situation. They got rid of one bad leader, but it seems now they got another one. Burma having had another, the military's back in power, and they took over from a regular elected government. We have Morocco, which has had the Western Sahara as a colony. They don't want to give it back. They got it. Trump let them have it, unfortunately. So the world is a real mess. Okay, so what are we going to do about all that? Well, let's pray for peace, real peace, and everybody having a fair stake in the world, and able to have freedoms, have social justice, economic justice, social justice, environmental justice, all kinds of good stuff. Okay. All right. Why don't we wrap up with this little song? Okay. A Christmas song. Okay. Why don't we sing He? That's about Jesus. He can turn the tides and calm the angry sea. He alone decides who writes the symphony. He alone can hear the child's first prayer. He da 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 da. And let's add on I believe. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Okay, thank you for tuning in this evening of Friday, December 24th, 2021, for another meeting of Carolyn Speaks State of the World. Hope you'll be back with us again tomorrow. Stay safe, take care of yourself and others, wear a mask, practice social distancing. Only when you have to, when the vaccine is available for you and safe for you to take it, I would take it. Had mine, Johnson & Johnson, one shot on May 27th. So I am due for a booster at the end of January. So we'll see what happens with that. Okay, thank you very much. Good night, everyone. Take care of yourself and others. Remember, kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a very long way. Thank you.